Hello y'all on YouTube, this is Rob with Rob's Nerdy Knives. Today we're doing part 3 of my collection. I'm going through the knives that are probably part of, made in China. I did the part 1 that was USA and Taiwan, Africa, just non-China proper knives. The rest of these knives are made in China, and there's a lot of production that goes on over there. And so some of you guys' collections may be predominantly made in China, some of yours may be very minimally, some of yours may be half and half, and some of yours may not have any at all. My particular collection used to be predominantly made in China, and it's now kind of shifted over to USA, and it's like half and half now. So I'm sure things like that, change over the years, but I do have some of these that I really, really enjoy, and they're wonderful knives. Great knives in my collection, so let's get right into it. I'll start off first with the Lander series. The 2 Landers, I had 3 Landers. I gave 1 Lander away as a giveaway. Got the first D2 from Ben Peterson. This is the S35VN blade steel 1 that's from Smoky Mountain Knife Works. And then this is the Smoky Mountain Knife Works scale that was on this knife. But then this is the Urban EDC Lander. These both are made by QSP, and this is an M390. Now, I have the scales for these guys originally that came with it, right? But this is the Unlock Composite scales, and this is a titanium deep pocket carry clip. Unlock Composite does some really, really neat stuff. I like their stuff a lot. So that is really cool. But this Mars value was really cool too. And I actually ended up rounding the corners on this one and putting a titanium deep pocket carry clip, and the action is just wonderful. These all have skiffs in them. This is the Lander 1, the very first Lander. This is the liner lock version, QSP made, M390, S35VN blade steel. Then they came out with the Lander 2. Now there's a Lander 3, I haven't gotten that one yet. I'm not big enough to get stuff like that from Ben Peterson. And quite frankly, it's basically this in that size, and it didn't really need one. So I didn't, for the price of what it is, it's a little higher end, and it's not quite in the budget for my weekly giveaways, at least at where the channel is right now. Maybe in the future it will be. This is the G10 in black G10. This right here is S35VN, so it's a little more expensive. I did put the mill titanium clip on there, which added some cost. I did put skiffs on there. I haven't found any of custom scales yet for this, but I rounded the corners on the G10, and that made it really, really, really nice. So this makes it a much more comfortable knife. It's a very functional S35VN crossbar lock kind of knife. So Ben Peterson also originally did a lot of stuff with Wee knives. So he started off with the Banter. So here's the Wee Banter. This is a Wee knives right here. This originally had a little more aggressive G10 and a carbon fiber. I actually owned one, sold it because I didn't like the way it felt. Then when I learned Unlock Composites, did these scales, and he has a nice cutaway. This made this knife completely different. It made it much more accessible. It made it easy to access because it was so hard to get to those big old meaty fingers, you can't get in there. But these Unlock Composite scales are just ridiculously wonderful, and I highly recommend them. This is the S35VN blade steel. I was thinking, I always going to look for the 20CV version of this because I know it's out there somewhere. But that's the Banter. Well, right after that, he did decide to do the Baby Banter, which is a smaller version of this. Now, this is Smoky Mountain Knife Works exclusive. Now, you notice one thing on all of his stuff. You'll see the "What's up, guys?" That's his little thing, right? So this particular one is the Baby Banter. Again, Unlock Composite scales, titanium. Mill deep pocket carry clips is the Civivi one. It fits on this one. This is the Civivi version. Now, originally it comes in Nitro V, but if you go to Smoky Mountain Knife Works, you can find the S35VN exclusive, which I think is absolutely worth it. Now, this one I did end up getting with the tweezers. Unlock Composites sells these as without or with. I didn't get the lanyard loop, so if you like lanyards, you can actually order them with the lanyard. Love the look of this one right here. I put little O-rings on this just because it stands out a little bit with the red. I thought it looked nice. I mean, it's up to you, right? You can do whatever you want with your knife. Cool little knife, especially with, and this does fit skiff washers, and so it made this really comfortable, and it actually has pretty decent action for drop, right? So pretty nice to get the little Baby Banter. I thought that was cool. Then he came out with the Big Banter, and I really like that. Now, I think Unlock Composites eventually is going to do scales for this one and this one. He's one guy, one-man shop, so it's really hard for him to do all of that. I get it, I get it. This is the Big Banter. Really, really great knife. I did put, again, the titanium mill clip on there, which is nice. This is 20 CV. It's got a huge finger 12, very comfortable. I got I got this from Smoky Mountain Knife Works. White Mountain Knives. This is Smoky Mountain Knife Works. This is Smoky Mountain Knife Works, the blade at least with these scales. And then this is Urban EDC. It was an exclusive drop. And then I got this one on White Mountain Knives. And I got this one, I believe, on White Mountain Knives too, I think. Pretty sure. So I put Skiff washers in there. I tuned this so it's very controlled drop shut. It does. Very smooth guillotine glide down. Not guillotine, but smooth controlled drop shut. Beautiful action. One thing I bet people didn't know, even though there's no jimping on here, you can front flip this knife. So it's if you ever wanted to front flip your big Banter, you can. So it does actually front flip. No, this one doesn't. I think the baby Banter. Yeah, I think the baby. Let me see if I can still do it. No, I can't do it on the baby Banter, but I could do it on certain other knives. Nope, not these guys. But the big Banter front flips pretty nicely. And the action is just absolutely gorgeous on this thing. I love this. But again, it had these aggressive corners on the G10, and I didn't like that. So what I ended up doing is use my Dremel, rounded all the corners, which made this knife so much more comfortable, because I was not going to use it because it just wasn't comfortable carrying it. But it's a really nice knife. It's a really good utilitarian knife. It's got a small blade, but it's beautiful finger control for a lot of things that you can do, a lot of work. I like that. Now, I have a lot of other WE knives, but these are some of the WE, both, you know, WE Civivi here. These are QSP over here. Actually, this one, I believe, this is not QSP. This is Kaiser, and it has a clutch lock inside, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. Is it the clutch lock? I'm pretty sure that's the clutch lock in there. Yep, it's a clutch lock. This is the Kaiser. Yep, so this is Kaiser. Kaiser, QSP, Kaiser, and these are Civivi, which is part of the WE company. So WE, Civivi, Sencut, they're all one same company. Really cool knives. I like these guys. So definitely something worth looking at. All right, next are going to be my WE knives, since we already talked about some of the WEs. This is the Praxis. This is a Caviso Praxis collab done with WE knives and Caviso. There is a Civivi Praxis version. This is the WE one. This is a little more budget, a little more premium. I think this is S35. Let me see. Yeah, it's S35 VN blade steel. Beautiful thin grind. Really great action. Has skiffs in there. Obviously, the titanium clip, even though it's bent, but it is titanium. Really nice drop shut. Everything's really great. For the price of what you get this one for, it's, oops, let's do that again. It's a really great little knife. So I like this one. This is a cool WE knives. WE's, you know, doing great collabs. There's a lot of other collabs, a lot of other knives I've checked out that I really enjoy. Another one that at Blade Show West, this last year, Blade Show West at the end of 2023, this is the Equivoc. This is the WE Equivoc that they dropped, and it actually won production knife of the show, and then some other award. It was just really recognized, and it's a beautiful knife. It works really nicely. It's very comfortable. It has all the roundings everywhere you'd want. Super comfortable. Nothing sharp. Very functional. I love this. This is fire anodized. Yeah, it's fire anodized collar, which is cool, and the action is beautiful. Super thin slicer. I did put skiffs on here, and the action is beautiful on this thing. Again, I got this one off of White Mountain Knives. I got that one off of Caviso. Really cool knives. I like them. I like them a lot. This one I might sell, just because I'm not carrying it as much, and so we'll see. The next one I got was a really cool knife. This is the Neferis. I saw this available. I wanted to get the hand satin finish, but I got the bead blasted, which is still pretty cool. Beautiful design on here, elegant, rounded. This is the aluminum carbon fiber, which is the same as this right here. It's a really gorgeous design. I like it. I care for it. Some people may not. I love the lock here on here. I love how there's no WE marking on here. I think that's a really cool touch. This is a limited edition, by the way. The action is ridiculous on this knife. It works really wonderfully, both front and reverse flicking, but what's really impressive is this flipper. It flips so strongly. This reminds me so much of a Shergorf. I know people who own Shergorf. I own one. It seems like, oh, how could you dare say that? I get it, but it is really beautiful. To that time, I thought this was one of the best actions I'd experienced in a WE knife on this limited edition run, so that was really cool. One that I actually got, and I've forgotten about this one, before I even spoke about that, is this one right here. This is the Trogon. This is a Brian Brown design. I have another one of his, the Jaeger as well, but this is a beautiful design. The Trogon, when I first saw it, I wasn't very interested because he typically has one method of deployment, but then I saw this with a fuller, and I thought, let's check that out. And that fuller works beautifully. Again, put skiffs on this, beautiful action. Love the milling, you can see the texture in there. Got this one off of White Mountain Knives as well. Love this knife, I love the brass anodization, just a nice touch. It almost looks like a River's Edge Cutlery Rec kind of a exclusive sort of kind of knife, right? Hollow grind, compound grind, flat here, hollow here, beautiful black washed on there. The action is just buttery smooth. It does drop really nicely, and it does deploy really nice. The thumb studs are just perfect, right? To me, that's just really done well. So I enjoy that knife, even though it's black. Typically, I don't go for a black stone wash because with WE knives, they tend to not get the HRC is high, and it means a little softer steel, and it loses edge quickly and it strops really fast. This one's done pretty well. It actually it's taken a little work to strop up, and it does retain the edge pretty well. So I've been pretty happy about that. Next one was something I discovered recently, and I was so excited to get it. This is the 10th anniversary of the 601X. Apparently this is one of their first knives was the 601. So on the 10th anniversary, they dropped this. This is a limited edition. Super cool knife. The action is ridiculous. I did put skiffs in there, but the action on this is, at first I thought nothing could top this thing, right? This is just ridiculous right here, right? I thought that was it. Well, this one tops it. Absolutely tops it. I think, did I get this at White Mountain Knives too? I think I did. Now this one actually has a Damascus collar, which is really cool. No marking here. It is 20 CV blade steel. Hand satin finish right here on this one as well. Beautiful. Hollow grind here, flat grind here. Nice swedge on top. A little sharp, but not terribly sharp right here. It's got a fuller that's sharp enough you can actually use, believe it or not. Some people might not be able to get the meat of their finger in there, but I can, right? But the action is just ridiculous, right? Just beautiful drop shut. So I can drop this and it goes in there, and I can get my finger in there usually. That's it. Yeah, there we go. Get my finger in there. I was able to get it over here before. See if I can still do it. Yeah, I could. All right, so works really nice. The action is just gorgeous. I love how it drops. Just not quite guillotine, but very controlled, I think. Yeah, so I really like that a lot. That's really cool. So then the last WE knife that I got just recently too, super excited to get. It's not a limited edition. It sure feels like one. These are great. This is absolutely probably the best action I've experienced to this point. Still love the deployment, the actuation, the closing, the opening is ridiculous. But here is a Peter Carey design. This is the Nitro. He had a Nitro first. This is the OG. It's a much larger version, like 8.5 inches opposed to 7 3/4. I think the Nitro is smaller, a little thicker. This one's thin. I don't mind that because it's wide and you get a good presentation on here for my hand. I mean, it could be a little smaller and I'd be okay with it, right? But bigger hands, you're gonna really enjoy this. Hand satin belt finish. This is not a limited run, so it's gonna be dropped more. This marble carbon fiber is gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. The clip is so functional, backspacer's nice. It's bolstered frame lock, which I love, and the action here is ridiculous. Now, it had the best action of any WE knife I've ever had to date. I put skiffs in there, I didn't need it, but I did, and it made it even better. So I was at Blade Show, Texas, and I got to handle one of his customs. You have to get in a lottery. They're not cheap. It's like $3,000, $4,000. I mean, they are expensive. Gorgeous, gorgeous knives. He's right here in Texas. And it just does something amazing in the action on that. Now, I'm not going to tell you that this is that, but I will tell you this pays homage to that gorgeous action that he creates. This is probably the best action of any WE knife I've experienced. The thumb studs work beautifully. The flipper works beautifully. And look at this, jimping all the way around, man. People learn something. Learn something. It's so gorgeous. Thank you, Peter Carey, for telling him to do that, because that's so important. There's a few knives that just missed out on that. Man, but this gorgeous, gorgeous knife. I love the action on this. It's such a beautiful slicer. Not super thick for the size of the knife. Really, really fantastic. This is a beautiful, beautiful set of WE knives. So I love these guys. All right, so let's go on to the next. So the next knives I want to bring in are my EMP EDC knives. These are really phenomenal. I had the Nimble X, tried them, liked them, sold them. Just the issue I had with a lot of those was that because it had this top flipper right over here, that top flipper, when I closed it, I'd have to clear it. When I cleared it, I would get over here and this guillotine would come down and it just cut me. This one right here catches on that finger choil so beautifully. Look at that. I can do this blindfolded all day long, and I love, love, love that. This is my absolute favorite EMP EDC design. They recently dropped one with the Damasteel and this gold carbon fiber. I was so close, I almost bought it. Oh, I was so close to buying that. It's dirty. I got something on there. Got to clean it. Anyways, so close to buying it. This blacked out version is gorgeous. This is in LMAX. Yeah, this LMAX steel on this one here. And then this right here is the satin finish. This is the 20CV. This is the first one I got. When I first got this, the action on this was ridiculous. It does have Skiff washers, of course, like most of my knives. The top flipping is beautiful. You can do one-handed like that. Reverse flick, you can do low with the fuller, works really beautifully. Left and right-handed has just a very satisfying deployment actuation. Love, love this. This is my favorite design. I would love to see him do, you know, some variations of this, especially without the flipper. I know some people love that. I just don't, because I can't clear that flipper without getting guillotined on my finger. And that's my biggest frustration. I like to single-handedly fidget with my knives. And this is just absolutely my all-time favorite right here. I love these two. This knife broke my rule. I said I would never get two of anything. And I ended up getting two of the same knife. Almost three. I was so close. If he does another drop with Damasteel, I might just, I don't know. All I could do to say no. But absolutely gorgeous. Love these two EMP EDC. All right, the next ones are going to be my DVO knives, and I have a few here that I really like. I've had the Pony Stout, the budget version. I had several of these. I owned like 4 of them, and every time I gave them away on giveaways. They're such a great knife. I had, this is the Mash 2.5. I also had the, what's that other one? Oh my gosh. This is the Mash. My brain just farted. I gave it as a giveaway. It was a really, really wonderful knife giveaway. Wanted to keep it. It was in carbon fiber. I got it at Texas Blade Show. I got this one at Texas Blade Show. I'm keeping this one. Lynch deep pocket carry clip with that Black Abyss finish. Love it, love it. Matches the carbon fiber really gorgeously. This is the recently, I think this is done by Kuby, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but Lynch deep pocket carry clip. S90V blade steel titanium scales, really nice. I wish there was more of a finger choil there. I actually had to take away some of the edge right there so it wouldn't guillotine on my finger and cut me. So I can't sharpen it all the way down there because otherwise it's gonna catch and cut me. So I love this about this one right here. I can drop that, catch it right there and not worry about it. And then of course you have the beautiful Buzz. I love this Buzz. This is all blacked out Buzz, hollow grind. Got this one off of Urban EDC. Liner lock works really great. It's got that finger choil, really great handle action. A blacked out Spyderco clip, which works really nicely in this one, I think. Love, love, love that one. Definitely a very Kevin-like design as far as the blade is. And then I finally got the Stout version 2. Man, I got a chance to check this out in the pass around. Kevin allowed us to check it out, and I was so bummed that I didn't get this. So when I went to Blade Show, Texas, I made sure I picked this up. This is Vanek Super Clean, I believe. Yeah, Vanek Super Clean. Hollow grind, beautiful. Just hands, belt satin finish there. Arctic Storm fat carbon. Beautiful inlays in there. Nice back spacer. Nice premium clip on there. You could put a wire clip in there, I believe. It does come with a wire clip. If you didn't want this, you could absolutely get the wire clip if that's your cup of tea. It is a bolstered frame block, so it's kind of out of the way, which makes this really friendly for left-handed. So really beautiful, fidgety knife. I love that. And it looks like it's that only, but look, this right here, beautiful bonus flick. You get just finger bonus flick all day long. And I can do bonus flick, watch this, left and right hand. So it's bonus. Just a great blade shape, great pinch grip. It's very functional, very useful. The finger choil is very, very useful to grab. Love, love that. I believe this one is done, I want to say Bestech. I think it's Bestech. I think this might be Bestech too. I'm not sure. I can't quite remember. Is that pivot on correct? I think the pivot might be off. Anyways, and then these are Kuby. I believe this is Kuby. Both of these are Kuby. Great knives. Highly recommend them. All right, the next knives are going to be my quiet carry. These are all really cool knives. I have had more, but these are the ones I like right now. I got to check out some other ones. I really want to get their fixed blade. Beautiful, gorgeous fixed blade, I think. So let's talk about this. This was the IQ, the large IQ. Beautiful knife. I had the small one. It was just too small for me. I like the large IQ. The problem I had was this radius cutout for the liner lock. It was really hard to get to, and they put this on sale because I guess it didn't sell well. Maybe other people had issues with it. So that kind of cutout worked really well on the small knife, but the larger knife, this lock bar was very stiff and it was very uncomfortable, and I just didn't like it, so I ended up returning it. When they put this on sale, I decided I was going to buy it because I just got my Dremel and I started kind of, cutting things out and working on it, and I did. I Dremeled this out. It's not perfect, but definitely had enough room here on both sides that it made this very functional and very nice. And I think if they do another release of this, if they just have a little better cutaway here, I think this knife would do absolutely outstanding. I think that's the biggest deal. It's got ergonomics for comfort wise. That's what really hurt. But the clip is beautiful. The texturing on here is fantastic. Quiet carry, we don't know who really is their OEM, if it's a series of OEMs. I don't know who they use. Hollow grind, beautiful, super sharp. I did reprofile the edge. Love this one, but I did get it on discount, so beautiful knife. Then I got the Drift LC. This is the Drift LC, which was something that they had just dropped. Titanium black on here. It wasn't quite this. It was like a red and black on this side. This is the black G10, and it had clear hardware. And this is the LC200N blade steel on this one, which is a very good rust-resistant, corrosion-resistant type of steel. But it doesn't retain its edges nicely as perhaps Vanek Super Clean. I think this is M390 on this one. Yeah. So we'll look at these here in just a second. But so it's still great steel, but it's great salt water resistant. I just wish it was a little different steel, but I love the action on this, and I had different scales on this, and I really enjoy this knife. This is one of those knives that I can just flick and fidget with all day. So a great knife. Love the blade shape, beautiful flat profile, retains the edge really nice. Here's the Drift L. Love this knife right here. This is Vanek Super Clean, beautiful flat grind, super thin blade. They had the Drift, and I had that one, and it had a finger choil. It was a little too small for me. The blade didn't have enough weight, so it didn't have enough action. It was kind of difficult to work with. I just ended up selling that a while back, and I think a few years ago, and because I wanted some other knife or something at the time, I don't know. But I didn't carry it. When I got this Drift L, oh my gosh, the action on this, phosphor bronze washers, these are cage bearings. I put skiffs in here, cage bearings, I put skiffs in here. This is phosphor bronze, and the action I get on this thing is ridiculous, right? You can get that full drop shut. I just recently cleaned it out and did some work on there, so, and I haven't carried this in a while, so I got to break this back in. But it does drop shut. It just gorgeously drop shut, beautifully dead centered, no blade play. Super thin, but it's wide enough to get a good presentation. It's got good ergonomics, no hard edges anywhere. A very solid knife, great access to the lock bar. Love what Quiet Carry is doing on this. This is just one of my favorites. So then we have the Quiet Carry 9. Love this knife as well. I love this. They didn't originally do the carbon fiber on the clear one. This was something, I was going to get the all blacked out one, and they knew that I've had some issues with, the pivot loosening up, and so they were kind enough, because I've got a good relationship with them. Sometimes I get to check out some of their stuff early before it even comes out and kind of talk about it. And my reviews and boxings have done really well for Quiet Carry items, which I enjoy. I love the fact that I can talk about Quiet Carry, and those things seem to do well, not only for me, but hopefully for Quiet Carry and their sales. I really do. This is the 9. I like this a lot. And this is 20 CV, good steel, really very functional. I think it's a little dirty because I use my knives, right? I got something on there, yeah. Anyways, milled out, but this one here came originally in my cart. I wanted the carbon fiber. This is the perfect build. They ended up eventually releasing this one with this combination, but in MagnaCut. Mine's 20 CV. Would love to have gotten MagnaCut, but I'm happy with this. It's a good size knife. You can choke up on it. Works really great. The Skiff washers are really nice. Action's beautiful on this thing. Now, I love how this looks. And imagine if these two got married and had a baby. There's a new one coming out. I'm really looking forward to it. It's called a Racine. It's going to be kind of like this on phosphor bronze washers, thinner, Vanex super clean. That's going to be sick. I'm really, really looking forward to that. Hopefully maybe it'll be at Blade Show Atlanta. I don't know. We'll see. But that's the quiet carry knives. Really like these. All right, my next one is a stunner. This is called a stunner. It's Bade Modern Designs. I got this a while ago, several years ago, and it was my first introduction. Bestech made this knife. Really, really fantastic knife. Loved everything about it. I could have done with non-blue. I know now how to remove that if I wanted to, but this is bead blasted hollow grind. My first hollow grind. I love that. I love the action on this thing. Skiff washers in here had made this so beautiful. Thumb studs really allow for this to flick, reverse flick well. The flipper is just solid. And yeah, so this is a fun knife. I really do enjoy this one a lot. It's one of my older knives. It's got this meteorite kind of carbon fiber inlay that's done really well. Bestech really stood out in doing this. The action on this is just ridiculous. When I first got it, people wanted to buy this. I really, really like this. And I haven't sold it. Still, once in a while, I get people asking if I'm selling it. I'm not. I just... It's one of these designs that he came up with, Bade Modern Designs. He's done a few others, M390. I just really like this knife. It's a very fidgety, very comfortable, very ergonomic, beautiful knife. And so I don't have any desire yet to sell it because I really enjoy this knife. So that's a cool one. That's Bade Modern Design. Next one is the Cavizo collab with Ray Laconico. This is the Keen. I had the mini Keen. I gave that as a giveaway on the channel. This is the full-size Keen. I really like this. This right here is contoured scales, titanium. It's S35VN blade steel, I believe. I think it's S35VN. Yeah, somewhere around here it says S35VN. I'm pretty sure. Somewhere. Please tell me. Yeah. It's on here somewhere. I'm pretty sure it is. It's S35VN blade steel. The action on this is so beautiful. It's a full flat grind, and because of that, I can middle finger reverse flick that. And it has nice control drop shut. Really nice control. It's not full guillotine on you. I mean, it does come down, but it's not full guillotine. The clip it's a little long, but it works. Can easily middle finger reverse flick it. The flipper has no jimping on there, but it works really nicely. It's got great action. You put your finger there. It can be a push button. It can be light switch. You can just push down and it works. It works really well. And this does have Skiff washers on there. Really great action. The next knife is going to be the Monterey Bay Knives. This is the Old Guard. This was a trade. I traded someone for another knife. This has ZDP 189 in the core. So this is what they call, oh man, my brain just went dead here. What the heck do you call this? It's like steel on the outside, really hard, high hardness on the inside and outside. Okay, put it right up here if I can remember, if I can't remember. Okay, so beautiful blade. It's on phosphor bronze washers. I did tune it. The guy who traded me wanted another knife, and he liked it stiff, and he tightened it up, but I loosened it and polished them out, and now I've got really beautiful drop shot action. Still, great lockup, right? So it's nice and solid in there. Great little knife, beautifully dead centered. Can middle finger reverse flick this thing, but it's ZDP 189, right? So I love the fact that it's got that dual core or there's a term for that. Anyways, really cool steel. Definitely has bonus flick on there. I like this. It was kind of, it was a hard use knife. I could see there's a lot of scratches. I buffed all that out, made it look almost great. I mean, there's a few snail trails, but that's okay. This knife looks night and day. I just love this knife. I mean, so crazy sharp. So that's a cool one. All right, my next ones are going to be my X Peña series. These are three that I've had. One I've had for a long time. One that I've had a couple of variants of. And then this one I really like. The Bravo I always wanted. Really like the Bravo. Love this blade shape. Works really nicely in hand. Really nice front flipper, works really beautifully. I did put skiff washers in there. I love the clip and everything. Love the frag pattern. This is really nice frag pattern. It works really nicely. It is a frame lock. Frame lock axis is fine as long as you tune it. It was pretty stiff when I first got it. Now I want it to have a little better action because when you have a front flipper, it really should be tuned for the front flipper as far as I'm concerned, unless you don't use it. I do. I use the front flipper, and I think that's where it should be. So I do enjoy that part. The alacran is one of those that I really like. I love the blade shape of it. I love the look of the knife. The only thing that frustrates me is I can't remove this inlay here, and I can't tune that detent. And it's always been a little stiff. It's gotten better over the time, but it's always been it's been stiffer than I wanted it to be, right? It's absolutely gotten better over time. I will say that much for sure. But still, you know, it could be better. Top flipper or front flipper, yeah, it works really nicely. The thumb studs, what I love about the alacran, this cutout right here, it just goes perfectly to where you need to be with the thumb studs. Both left or right hand, and then even for reverse flicking, right? So if you follow here and I go here, that's exactly where my finger needs to be to reverse flick it. Same thing over here. If I go here, let me make sure I get up there. It's the same place where you want to be over there. So that's really nice. The clip it's a rather long clip, but it's a hidden hardware. I like that. M390 blade steel. I got this one directly from, I think it's Javi Garcia, because it's a Javi Garcia Enrique Peña collab. And so it's part of the X Series, but it's you can see here's Javi Garcia, his symbol, and it's Enrique Peña. So it's a collab between the two, and I really liked it. Now this is a full Peña X Series. I do like this. This is nice. And then, of course, the traditional trapper. I had this for a long time. It's one of my few micarta knives I actually own. I think it's the only one I have left that's micarta. I'm pretty sure this is the only micarta one. I carried this at my son's wedding, so I'm never going to get rid of it. I love the action on this thing. And the other thing is I also discovered the nail nick makes it for a beautiful reverse flick. You can absolutely reverse flick this with the nail nick. The nail nick is just perfect for that. And, you know, you can top flip it, you can over the top flip it. I mean, it works really nicely. Let's see here, can I still do that? I think I still can do that. Let's see here. Yeah, I can still over all sorts of flip. Nice clip. It's not super deep, it's not super huge, but it is, you know, good size for my hand. It almost feels like a slip joint, but not slip joint. It's a bolstered frame lock, which I think is really cool, and the action is great. I don't know if I ever got skiffs into this. Did I finally find skiffs that fit in this one? Because I know he kept making smaller and smaller ones. I can't remember if this had skiffs. Let me take a quick look here. I don't want to waste time because we're trying to go through a lot of stuff here. Let's see. Oh yeah, I put skiffs in this one. So it now fits skiffs. Yeah, that's one of the things. Its action is really beautiful because it does have skiffs in there now. So very, very cool. Peña X Series. All right, next one's going to be my Vero Engineering. I used to have the full-size Atom. This is the mini, Axon. I used to have the full-size Axon. This is the mini Axon. I got this secondary. It's like his seconds market, whatever. It's supposed to be imperfect, and I still couldn't figure out what was wrong with it. I think I've concluded that what was wrong with it was the edge was not. I need to reprofile it. I've gotten it to where it's pretty sharp, but it's just a horrible edge. It just took forever to be able to get it to cut anything. Even with stropping over time, I need to reprofile the edge. I still have some strop material on here, so sorry about that. You know, it's better, but it could be a whole lot better. The action is beautiful on this thing. I do like the mini. It fits my hands really well. I get a full presentation. It's definitely like a fifth pocket knife. I love the edge here. This is DLC on the handle and DLC on the blade. And of course, it is a front flipper, so you can easily front flip that, which is, I think, is really, really nice. So really nice little knife, pretty cool little knife. Definitely worth checking out. The next one is my Chavez Redencion 228, or 229, 228. I got this one because it's got the kickstop. I wanted to try the kickstop, heard so many good things about it. I do have the skull one. The only reason why I'm keeping this one on is because I fixed the clip. It was so aggressive, it was ripping pants up. I took this off, I rounded on my belt sander, and I need to do the skull one so it works as well. The kickstop is ridiculous. M390, very aggressive blade, very strong, no milling on the inside, super heavy. But what almost ruined it for me was these corners were all super crazy sharp, and they were digging in, causing blisters. And so because I didn't get the blacked out version, I could polish them. You can see they're a little shiny, but I was able to fix that, and so that works really well. I put Skiff washers in there. It actually has phosphor bronze washers for the kickstop, so there's 2 sets in there. There's two here, and then 2 for the pivot. And so there's like a pivot for the kickstop as well, separate kickstop. It's frame lock. I got it to the point where it's very controlled drop shut. When I first got it, it was like really stiff. You really had to shake it to move. And the little clicky that you hear is the kickstop. So here, I don't know if you can see that. See how it moves around like that? That's the joy about the kickstop. It hides when it's open, and when it closes, there it is. And it just deploys. The leverage is great. So I fixed the clip, I fixed that. Also super aggressive up here. I mean, it would shred your hands. You could cut things. I think you can cut diamonds with it or something, but I sanded that down, and it's pretty comfortable now. Still very useful jimping, absolutely useful jimping. You can definitely choke up. There's no sharp control, but the edge is wonderful. It's compound grind, hollow here, flat up here. Beautiful knife. Action is ridiculous. It's a fun knife. I'm glad to have it in my collection. The only bummer I have is 2 years later, they're selling some of these for like half price. And you're like, ah, man. But you know, hey, I got a chance to carry this, have this for 2 years, so I've enjoyed it. The next one is the Burma, I believe. This is the Arona design. This is a Knife Nuts podcast exclusive. I love this. It's made by, I think, Polish or some designer, and there's only a limited run of 80 of these. Flat grind, beautiful long blade. It is a large knife that doesn't feel like a large knife, and the front flipping works absolutely gorgeous. The fuller works really nicely. It works really nicely on both sides as long as you don't put any pressure on the lock bar. Now, it looks like it's a liner lock or frame lock, but it's not. It's cut out flat on it in here, and then the over travel stop, the lock bar, the steel bar insert where the over travel stop is actually attached all the way down here, and that's what engages on here when it locks. Action is beautiful. I did put Skiff washers on this, of course. Purple anodized, which is typical with Knife Nuts podcast. I love it. Carbon fiber marbled right here. Looks really nice. Not as bright as some of the other ones, but still very subtle, very mechanical looking. I love the design. It's very functional. It's very comfortable. It's very ergonomically useful blade. It really deploys really nicely. There's nothing I can't really complain about it. And I mean, here's the thing. It's very comfortable for that. So, you know, I like that. I could kind of slow roll it open even with the top frame. It's a cool knife. I like it. Let me just tell you, it looks jaggedy and whatever, but it's very comfortable, very ergonomic, which I was very surprised. And it was cool to support the Knife Nuts podcast. All right, so the next knife I want to talk about is the Kunwu Tow S. Now, this is a knife that I sold to someone, and then the person decided to send it back to me and says, make this a giveaway. So this is going to be a giveaway for the channel. I've owned this for a while, but it's now a giveaway knife for our big 5K. So depending on when you see this video, you might see this afterwards. Really well done. Kunwu's doing an outstanding job. Came originally with a wire clip. I did add this titanium clip that it came to it. You could do a wire if you wanted to. This beautiful orange peel kind of milling, and you can see the texture on here. This is a Banter super clean blade, super sharp, beautiful sheep's foot. That's why it's called Tow S for sheep's foot. The fuller works really well both ways, and then the flipper works really nicely as well. Now there's a flipper on, the front flipper. Front flipper works really nicely, but there is a little flipper here that works pretty good. I mean, you've got to get a good push and a good ramp on there. If you do it slowly, you will fail, right? So you got to come through strong, and it works nicely. Frame lock is beautiful. It is a great knife. On cage bearings, I did not replace them because I know I'm not sure any of the skiffs actually fit, but really, really nice, beautiful standoffs. Kunwu is knocking it out. I really want, there's another one I want to get. It's a DLC. I just haven't made the plunge yet, but really, really cool. Cool knife. You should check them out. If you found this content fun, interesting, worthwhile, or informative, would you please consider hitting the like button down below? And if you've already hit that like button, would you please consider hitting the subscribe button? Subscribing and liking the videos really helps out the channel, allows the channel to produce more content, do more things, ultimately do more things for you guys. So thank you. Thank you to all you guys who watch the videos, who like the videos. I really appreciate you. I do. Thank you. If you haven't already, hit that notification button down below so you can be notified of future content like this video here. And to all my channel members, thank you. Thank you for those who joined in the beginning, those who joined along the way and those who recently joined. I sure appreciate you. And as a small thank you, I do a once a month channel members giveaway, very exclusive because of the number of members. I make sure it's a really nice giveaway. It's not a little budget knife. It's something much nicer. So I'm very excited to do that, very honored to do that, and I will keep doing that as long as, you know, you guys want to keep, you know, supporting the channel as channel members. I can do it, right? I'm not going to use those funds selfishly. I'm going to use that and pass it along. So I definitely want to do that. Now, you help out with the shipping of all the stuff that I have to do in order to review. So that's my one way to say thank you to you guys. Really appreciate it. And if you've been on the fence, you thought, hey, I'd like to become a channel member, check out the description down below. There's a link for it. There's 3 different tiers, the low, medium, and high. Anybody who becomes a channel member, brand new channel member, email me with your name and address. I'd love to send you a sticker. All new channel members. Now, if you've been a channel member before and already got a sticker, you're all set. If you become an Uber nerd and you weren't one before, email me too. Make sure, because Uber nerds get a special sticker. But if you've never had a sticker and you've been a channel member and still a channel member now, email me too, and I'll send you a sticker. I just want to make sure anybody who hasn't gotten a sticker gets a sticker, right? As long as you're still a member, even if you're new or if you've been an existing member. So just know that. That's my small way also to say thank you. There's also exclusive content, exclusive polls, different things that I do as well. So keep an eye out for that. Thank you to every one of you guys out there. But hey, if you don't want to be a channel member, please don't ever feel obligated to become a channel member. Enjoy the content, enjoy comments, enjoy the videos, enjoy the live streams. I appreciate you. I don't want anybody ever to feel like you have to be, okay? That's just an option, right? That's just an option. But I do want to thank you for that. I do regular giveaways, so that's available to everybody. Just know that. All right, well, thank you so much. If you haven't already, check me out over on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. Again, that's on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day and a great week.